Hey Algebra, as you hopefully saw, I did leave this assignment for you guys to work on today. So, this is, well, it is 5 problems. I'm going to do the first 2 with you guys in this video, just so we have a little refresher of how to do it and what we should be doing. So, let's just read the problem. So I have 6 hot dogs and 3 sodas cost a total of $11.25. Another family bought 2 hot dogs and 2 sodas for $4.50. So I want to label and name my 2 variables. So the 2 things that each of the families bought was hot dogs and sodas. So we have hot dogs and sodas. So my variables, I'll say H for hot dogs and S for sodas. So I want to write an equation for each purchase. So this family bought 6 hot dogs and 3 sodas to get $11.25. This family bought 2 hot dogs and 2 sodas for $4.50. So, let's see, I'm going to have 6H plus 3S equals 11.25. And I also have 2H plus 2S equals 4.50. So those are my 2 equations. This is the first family, this is the second family. And then we want to determine how much does each item cost. So to do that, I just need to solve this system of equations. I know how to solve this system, or we should by now. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this and paste it. And I know that a lot of us like to use substitution to solve. And we could use substitution, but we would have to solve for one of the variables. It's going to be a little bit tricky to isolate one of the variables here. But if I use elimination to solve this, I see that the H's, 6 and 2, I can multiply that 2 in the second equation by -3, so that they'll cancel out. So I'm going to take this entire second equation and multiply it by -3. So I'll rewrite my equations over here. So I have them. So I'll have 6H plus 3S equals 11.25. And let's see, -2 times 3 is -6H. 2 times -3 is -6S equals, and 450 times -3. Let me do that in my calculator real quick. I get -1350. So I'm going to go ahead and add the 2 equations there. So let's see, 11.25 minus 1350 is -225. 3S minus 6S is -3S. And 6H minus 6H, well, that's just 0. So I have 3S equals, or -3S equals -225. Divide both sides by -3. And I get S equals 0.75. So the soda, the S, is 75 cents. Now I'm going to take that S and plug it into one of my equations. I'll just use the top one since that one is largely unused. So I have 6H plus 3, 0.75, equals 11.25. So 0.75 times 3 is 225. So I have 6H plus 225 equals 11.25. subtract 225 from both sides, and I get 6h equals, something just fell off my wall, that's great. 6h equals 9. Divide both sides by 6. And we get h equals 1.5, I'll say 1.50, because, we are talking about a cost here. So, remember, this is a system of equations, and it's or we're modeling like a situation using the system of equations. So I need to answer this in a full sentence. And it asked, how much does each item cost? So the answer is hot dogs cost $1.50, because we said h equals 150. And sodas cost, 75 cents. So, because we said S equals 0.75, so I'm just going to say 0.75. And that is my full sentence. That is my final answer here. Hot dogs cost $1.50, sodas cost 75 cents. And there we go. Let's look at our next problem. So the next problem says a family buys 3 t-shirts and 2 hats for $43. They go back to the store and buy 5 t-shirts and 3 hats, and it cost them $70. So label and name the 2 variables. Well, the 2 things that they bought each time were t-shirts and hats. So I'll say T for t-shirts. And H for hats. By the way, when I use the variable t, I like to write it like that with the little leg or whatever it's called, just because, that way it doesn't look like a plus sign. So if you guys are ever doing math by hand, write your t like that. So I want to write an equation for each purchase. So let's see, the first trip they bought 3 t-shirts and 2 hats for $43. The second time they bought 5 t-shirts and 3 hats for $70. So I'll say 3t plus 2h equals 43, and 5t plus 3h equals 70. So now I need to solve how much each item costs using these 2 equations that I've written. And you might see an issue here. If I try to solve by elimination, nothing really shares common factors here. And if I try to solve by substitution, nothing's really easy to isolate. But we're going to have to do one or the other, because we're not going to do graphing. That one just seems a little bit complicated. So I am going to have to end up with fractions here when I solve this. So let's see. I will isolate, I'll do this by substitution, substitution, and I'll isolate this h in the first equation, just because it has the smallest coefficient. So I'm going to bring my first equation over. So I'll write it in a different color. I have 3t plus 2h equals 43. I'm going to subtract that 3t from both sides, and I get 2h equals negative 3t plus 43. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I'm going to have h equals negative 3/2 t plus 43 over 2. I could leave that as a fraction as 43 over 2. You know, 43 over 2 works, but I'm just going to turn that into 21.5 because we are talking about a cost, so I don't feel bad about changing that to a decimal. So 43 divided by 2 is 21.5. So I have h equals negative 3 halves t plus 21.5. Now I'm going to plug that in to my second equation. So I have 5t plus 3 parentheses. No, not that one. This one. So I said h was negative 3 halves t plus 21.5. Equals 70. I'll distribute that 3. So I have 5t, and then I have 3 times negative 3 halves t. So 3 times, I'm doing that on my calculator right now. Negative 3 halves is the same thing as negative 1.5. And negative 1.5 times 3 is negative 4.5. So 5t minus 4.5t. And then 21.5 times 3 is 64.5. And then still equals 70. I'll combine like terms on the left side. So I have 5t minus 4.5t is 0.5t plus 64.5 equals 70. Subtract 64.5 from both sides. And that gives me 0.5t equals, let's see, 70 minus 64.5 is 5.5. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 0.5. And I get t equals 11. So even though we had like a bunch of decimals that we were working with throughout this problem, we got a whole numbered answer. So that's my value for t. Now I'm going to use that to solve for h. So we have h equals negative 3 halves times t, but t is 11, plus 21.5. So again, negative 3 halves is negative 1.5, and negative 1.5 times 11, doing that in my calculator right now, it is negative 16.5. So h equals negative 16.5 plus 21.5. And negative 16.5 plus 21.5 equals 5. So even though we had decimals that we were working with throughout this problem, we got 2 whole numbered answers, which is great. I'm glad we didn't get any decimals there. So yeah, t equals 11, h equals 5. Let's use this in a full sentence because, again, this is a model of a real-life situation. So it was asking how much each item costs. So I'm going to say the t-shirts cost $11 and the hats cost $5. And that is a full sentence that sums up everything I just did. So the t-shirts cost $11, the hats cost $5. So that was the first two on this assignment. I want you guys to do these last three on your own. If you need any help, please come to my office hours or, message me on Schoology. I'm always happy to help. Hold on, let me look at this fifth one here. This one looks like a kind of complicated one. One family buys 3 smalls and 5 larges. Oh, okay. No, that one's not too bad. So yeah, if you need any help, come to my office hours. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, by the way, tomorrow, I know it's a Wednesday, but there won't be a quiz. I'll figure out something that we're gonna do, but it's not gonna be a quiz, so no need to worry about that. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow.